Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Video Calling Show, that show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program. We talk about topics or anything you'd like to talk about. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do, point your browser of choice to zoom.us, click on Join a Meeting, enter in that meeting number. You will come up on my green room. I will bring you up one by one as time allows. First come, first serve. I will be here for about the next hour. My name is Jim, and I am your host of the Video Calling Show. I beg your pardon. Had a little bit of a rush when I started this show. I had zero audio. Now, I know as well as the next guy, one of the things you've got to do on a regular basis is reboot. And I didn't reboot. So I ended up actually bouncing programs right at the last minute, frantically, just to get going here. So I'm a little out of sorts. Certainly you'll forgive me. But hey, tonight, know that this isn't the norm for those of you who are just joining us. This just happens to be one of those times. Technology ain't she grand. It happens all the time. At least in waves. Are you kidding me? In waves to some of us, but not all the time. Let me know out there if you guys can hear me okay. And if everything's going all right. Dirty D's, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, look at that. That actually worked. Ah, son of a bitch. You guys are probably... No, it's not a rerun, Jesse. It's actually first run. I forgot to choose the damn event. So I probably got people hanging out on the event. Son of a... God, I knew I was too tired to do this tonight. Okay, so go to my channel. For those of you on YouTube, it's not technical issues now. It's bonehead issues. Now I've got it going through Restream, and I forgot to choose the goddamn event. So that is what it is. You know, it's just some days, and we're right in the middle of one. So if you guys, well, I don't even look. I'm going to have to tell these guys, go to my channel and look for the live stream. Holy sheep shit. Yeah. I know that friggin' YouTube has changed what they're doing, and we're going to talk a lot about YouTube tomorrow. I'm going to try not to be angry, but they're changing the control room, the live control room, and I just know it's going to piss me off, guaranteed, because I can't stand it as it is. I stick with the beta. I mean, you know, this is what I've known. I never used Classic because I knew they were going to change it. So I stayed on beta. Now they're freaking changing that again. And that is going to make me unbelievably angry. Because it may limit some of my functionality or I've got to figure out where they stick shit, because they do this all the time. When you look at, well, now I'm just on a rant. Let's just calm down here, folks. Let's just calm down. When I say folks, I mean Jim. It's good to see you here. This may very well be a show that I recycle. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony of that. Well, you know, what are you going to do? So, hey, let's just have fun with this. Fuck it. Let's just talk about anything. Whatever you guys want to talk about. I do want to say hello to the folks that have popped in. We got Dirty DC now. This is working. That's the strangest thing ever. That one's working. Yes. Oh, you're on Facebook. Okay, good. Yeah, you can go to Facebook. That should be a standard in. And I will friend you on Facebook if you guys seek me out. In fact, there's it won't be on the Video Call-In Show page yet, but you can go there. Oh shit, can you link to it? I don't even know you can. No, you've got to be a friend. But that'll come later. That'll come later. Oh, where was I? View this says I need a hug. Tony, you might be right, my friend. You might be right. I came into this feeling so good, although tired. See, my band has decided to do 2 practice nights a week, rehearsal nights, and I thought it would be okay. But I gotta tell you, you guys should know. Those of you who know I have a bad back, you know how that affects me. And when I sit down for too long unsupported, thank gosh I've got a seat back. Can you even see that seat back? No, you can't. Okay, it's a short seat back, but it's got great lumbar support. But a drum throne doesn't necessarily, and I should be taking my rocking sock over there because that does have a back. But you can't drum from a chair that's back. If you're in the chair, you're not mobile enough, right? You're not doing enough. And sitting unsupported for any length of time really hurts. So tonight just about killed me. I was uncomfortable. I wasn't feeling it. You know how that is. That happens. Jay, if you're watching, you already know, man. You already know I was out of sorts. That's part of the reason. It's just that way. Well, let me say hello to you kind folks for showing up for this. Yes, we can talk recycling. If you guys want to talk about your recycling experiences, absolutely jump on. This information should be correct. I don't know. I'll ask the administrator here in just a moment. If not, I know it's correct in the description box in the YouTube video description box. So try that. There's also a Zoom link if you already have Zoom installed. All right, so this one's working. I'm just going to close out the YouTube chat, and I'm going to open wide open on the Restream chat, and I want to say hello again to Dirty D's. How are you? It's good to see you again. It's been a while, I believe. Viewed this, of course. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you, man. Pixel Pia, thanks for being here, Pia. Love having you here. Ohio Relic Hunter, good to see you as well. It sounds great. Oh, awesome! Because I had zero. I had to reboot or bounce my my mixer. I had to bounce my mixer control. I had to bounce vMix. I didn't bounce my main PC because that would have put us well over 10. Wendell Live, how you doing? Good to see you, Wendell. Infinite moi, and I it's funny because I started watching your videos and I figured out what the moi was. That's awesome. Says we recycle, but our condo stopped the program. We still separate even if they don't. Yeah, and I want to talk about that. So if you want to jump on, that'd be great because I have some thoughts on that. I'm going to tell you my first recycling story here in just a minute, if nothing else, to burn up time and give you a little background on my recycling history. I'm just saying. Northern Ohio Railroad Action, how are you? Good to see you, Nora. Always a pleasure to see you here. We've also got JT Colin Rings. Hello, how are you? If you guys are new here, while I'm going through these folks on chat, this is a call-in show, virtually like the radio call-in shows of old. Usually starts out with a topic, people call in, give their opinion. Only this time it's with video, which is cool. And these are your instructions on how to connect. And you can also look in the description box on the YouTube video and find out how to as well. But it's real easy. By the way, if if this were a good night for me, and this is your cup of tea, make sure you give us a like, give it a follow, and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us out. And hey, if you want to share this, that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Share it with your tribe, your friends, your family. That is fantastic. And of course, there's always a way to support the show. Right over there is my subscribe star. That is, it's always appreciated. It helps me replace some of this equipment that I need to replace, like a friggin' monitor. But let's not go off on that. I play drums, Infinite Moi. Yes, I play drums and I sing. So, and when I say I sing, I mean, you know, as well as a 56-year-old man with former smoker can sing with zero formal training. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? Drone Kings and Darwin. Brad, how are you? Says, I'm watching Facebook and listening to the YouTube, commenting on the Etch-a-Sketch. And you're confused, Jesse. I know, right? I apologize, guys, for this this literal stupidity that fell out of my head tonight. I do. By the way, Jesse, welcome to the program. Jesse Mendez, of course, good friend of the show. Who else did I see in here? Let's see. Awesome Epic Adventures. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Catherine Cook, of course, thank you so much. I'm going to have to read some of these. Now, you know, one thing I don't get is highlighted in this chat, so I've got to really pay attention. Let's say, I'm here. This is Catherine Cook says, I'm here. We recycled when we were in a stick and brick house. Can't do it now as a nomad. Oh, Catherine, I want to know more about what that means. I mean, I get it. You're probably living out of a vehicle or a travel trailer or something like that. I want to hear about that. Have you seen my my interviews with Crystal Vanner? Lovely gal. I love Crystal. I haven't seen her for a while. She's going through some stuff, and I couldn't tell you what that is because she kind of keeps it to herself. But she's been on here at least 3 or 4 times, sometimes on the panel, twice one-on-one, and she's just a fantastic gal. I'm fascinated by not the van life, but all of that off-grid sort of existence. So one of these days you gotta call in and we can talk about that. Screw recycling. We can actually talk about those sort of things as well. Yes, I do miss Crystal. I really do. I try to keep up on her channel, and you know, she'll have videos come out and then she'll say that she's gonna be gone for a while. She's got some things to take care of, and I respect her space. You know, I just all right. You do what you got to do. I'm gonna keep supporting you. She was a channel supporter of mine as well, which I found remarkable. And you know, she needs money, so that's not where that needed to go. But oh, what a statement that said from her. Thank you, Crystal. If you watch this later or you're watching now, thank you so much for that. As well as Billy, thank you so much as well. I get it, but you guys need money, and it's you know, it's not much. Donating to channels, yes, absolutely, Michael Riley. You can absolutely come up. If you don't know how, it's really easy. It's right here. You just go to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, and enter in that meeting number. I've got one in the waiting room, in the green room, so I'm going to get to that here really soon. I want to say a little bit about recycling because I did promise that at the head of the show. Let me tell you about my first. Here I am, a relatively young man, somewhere over 30, and recycling had suddenly become a you know, page one news, right? Or in other words, it became the thing to do. And being the heavy pop drinker and beer drinker that I have been over the years, I decided, all right, I'm going to flip and recycle these cans, not for cash, of course, just to make sure I'm giving back. We never bought bottled water, so we didn't have to worry about plastics much. But so, you know, here I am. I get a can crusher, and after about a week or two, I've got a full lawn bag. You know, the hefty black bags full of crushed cans. And you're going to say, well, no, I'll leave that for a minute. And I'm like, okay, and I know where the recycling joint is. It was literally down the street, maybe 2 blocks. Now I'll say about a half mile, quarter mile to a half mile. And I'd known about it for years. So here I've got it in the back of my truck, in the bed of my truck, and I'm heading to work, right? And I thought, well, I'll just stop by, I'll drop it off, you know, wave at them and be on my way. I get up there and it's closed. And I mean, not after hours. The friggin' thing had closed within the last week of my deciding to bring that up there. It's like, oh, great. So there I go to work, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll stop by one of those lot dumpsters, right? That you can dump plastics, paper, and aluminum or metal. I'm going to say, but aluminum is usually what you dump in there. And that's all I had was an entire trash bag of aluminum. I was just going to do this like every week. Well, I get off work, and the next day, because I was working second shift, the next day I come home or I'm out, and I'm looking for these everywhere. Suddenly they are nowhere, and I knew where like 3 or 4 of them were, and they were absolutely gone. Drone King says he recycles most of his jokes. Does that count? Yes, that counts. Okay, so now, because this took a few days for me to get around to these places, so now what do I have? I've got a bag that is it eventually busted open because it was an old truck and it wasn't butter smooth. There was no plastic liner in there, anything like that. And I've got cans all over the place. And you're going to say, well, you should have washed them out. Well, yeah, I should have, but I didn't. They were just like, pound, crush in the thing. Cause I thought, it'd be boom, be right over there. So it stunk to high heaven. I literally cleaned it out, threw the cans away, and I swore off, and you're going to hate me for this, but I swore off recycling for years. So, but that was such a bad taste in my mouth. Cause before I knew where all these places were, and I don't know why they uprooted all of a sudden, but it did. And it just sucked. Okay, let's do this because I need to. I need the therapy if nothing else. Let's bring up our first guest. Let's see. Oh, I am just dog tired, guys. Dog tired. Okay. Let's see. Just watch me fumble around if you would. That ought to be worth some entertainment.
Oh, come on,
Angel.
You're always entertainment to me, there, Jim.
Well, thank you, Angel. I appreciate it. And yes, Pixelpia, they are in the queue. So, sorry, I was addressing chat. Angel.
And by the way, Pixelpia, last week, what?
What?
Did you say something?
I didn't say anything. I was listening to you talking to Pixelpia.
I was gonna say to Pixelpia right quick that. And that was not it.
I was wondering.
What I was gonna say to Pixelpia is that last week when you and I were on our cell phones, I heard your clicking as well, and so did a few other people.
Yes. What are you using now? Using your laptop?
But right now I'm using my computer because over this past weekend I got a headset that was sent to me by Jacob Billet.
Right. I remember that. Billet. Okay. So Angel, we don't have to go over recycling, but if you got recycling stories, I am all ears, my friend.
Well, I have one recycling story from when I was a teenager, when I was living in a trailer court with my dad and other siblings before the whole thing with the group home had started. Because in about 2001 or 2002, I was wanting some extra money because I didn't get that much in an allowance. I only got like $10 or $15 a week from my dad. And I wanted to get more money, and he suggested recycling cans. And so I began recycling cans as most kids do.
Well, excuse you. I hope that wasn't the meatloaf.
I think it was the burrito that Pixelpia sent me.
Nice.
Oh, Pixelpia, I love you.
Nice.
I love you, Pixel. But as I was saying, yeah. As I was younger and I was wanting some money, my dad suggested recycling So I started collecting cans as a young preteen, and I would go to it at least once a month to bring my cans in to cash them in, because there was a can recycling place where you can get a X amount per pound of cans. And one time I got about $150 that I had 20 pounds of cans for.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. See, you did what I was going to do. And I didn't care about the money because it wasn't going to be that much. They weren't paying much back then. It was, and they just closed down. They just literally closed down on me. Like, you got to be kidding me. That or they moved, but they didn't put any signs out as to where they might have moved to. Fly-by-night institutions, some of them, you know how that is.
Yeah.
Let me say hello to Scott Donnelly. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Scott was on the show just last week, part of the Not So Morning Show with Danny Black. And, of course, we've got Gaffa Haynes. How you doing, Gaffa? How good to see you, my friend. And also Dole Whip Dad. That's been a while. Good to see you, man. Good to see you guys. And, of course, Michael Riley. How are you? Yes, Michael Riley's in the queue to come up. Oh, sweet. Got a couple of them. So, how long did you do that, Angel?
I did it for about a year.
Yeah. Cool. Did it get you enough money to get some of the things you wanted to get?
It was just for basically extra spending
Sure.
at that.
Yeah. Enough to get some cinnamon Coke. Oh, wait, they didn't have cinnamon Coke back then.
No.
Oh, well. So what else is going on, Angel, before I bring up my next guest, man?
Going on. Well.
You're what? Oh, yeah, what's going on?
Well, besides me being an imposter, right now, nothing much. Because pretty much, oh, Jim.
I don't get it. What's the matter, man?
I think I just got the joke with the whole cinnamon Coke thing. My cinema fun.
Better late than never, Angel. Better late than never.
Jim, I love you. Even if you are not my cinema fun, you sure are a mouthful of joy.
Okay, that wasn't hardly uncomfortable at all. Oh man, well I am glad that you see that's another one of those enterprising things I love to hear from younger kids because I that's so few and far between anymore. So good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah, but besides that, I don't recycle very much. I mean, besides Recycle Dude recycling stuff like he does on his channel, I don't recycle very much. Besides maybe recycling my DVDs, and the way I do it is that I digitally convert them.
Oh yeah. Well, they make good coasters too.
What?
Actually, they make crappy coasters for your drinks because they don't absorb anything. So the old joke was that you get so many of those AOL discs in the mail, man, you've got a full set of coasters.
I never received an AOL disc.
You're a little young for that.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
Yeah, I was a little young for it.
Not a problem. It happens. So listen, pal, I'm gonna bring out my next guest if you don't mind. But
yeah,
man,
because if you have other guests in the lineup, I'll let you bring them on. But my suggestion is maybe not do such a long intro, because now it seems like your intros are about 30 minutes long almost.
Well, we're only at 10:25, so it couldn't have been that long. It may have seemed like a lifetime. Believe me, I know. You ought to be on this side. Hey, Angel, you have a good night, man.
You have a great night. Bye.
I will see you. Angel brings up a really, really good point, and that point is there's other types of recycling. Because I almost was going to say this earlier, but not sure how to join. Infinite Moi. It's real easy. All you've got to do, enter in zoom.us into any browser. Then you click on join a meeting when that site loads. Enter in that meeting number when it asks for it, and you will come into my green room. It's just that simple. If you've already got Zoom loaded, the app, all you've got to do is open up Zoom and enter in that number, join a meeting and enter in that number, or click on the link in the description box in the YouTube video, and you can do the same thing. If you're looking for us on YouTube, it is Video Callin Show. Video Callin Show, Video Callin Show, Video Callin Show. Everything's Video Callin Show except for the email Video Calling. So, all right, let's see, what was I going to do? Oh, I was talking about the other types of recycling. Now, I don't separate things, and you know I should. I know I should. It's tough to find a trash service over here that will pick that up because we're out and away. But oh, hey, how you doing, Arthur Moorhead? Flash in your pan. Good to see you. Jelly Duck. Good to see you. American Gold Prospectors. Welcome to the show, guys. Outdoorsy Gal. Oh, how are you? Recycling Queen. I imagine you would be, Chrissy. Absolutely imagine you would be. But anyway, there are other types of recycling. Like I can't throw away scrap steel or metal of any kind because I work with it a lot. I find it really hard to throw away wood. So it's not just, tossed into a landfill, because even those items that are biodegradable have a tough time breaking down in a landfill because they're filled up with so many other things. So nuts and bolts and screws and washers, I've got so many in what looks like an apothecary case, only it's steel. I've got so many in that you would need a forklift to lift it. When we moved it last time, we had to move each drawer individually because they were too heavy all told. I can't get rid of fasteners. I can't get rid of hinges. I can't get rid of springs. I can't get rid of clamps. None of that stuff. I always find a use for it. So in my own little way, not only that, but implements. You'll never see me throw an entire mower away or something like that, because I've seen it happen. I've seen people put mowers out on the curb for the trash to pick up. Nope, not going to do it. Auto parts, not going to do it. Not going to do it. If I don't take them to the scrapyard, which they will recycle them, then I'm going to use parts off of those. So having said that, let's do this real fast. Now this is going to be fun because I'm going to have to actually enter in their name. Let's see. I always had a trouble with the name Michael. I'm just going to put Michael for now. Okay. Although that is what you're using as your YouTube name. We'll wait for them to get their. Although that is what you're using as your YouTube name. You'll have to mute the YouTube video and listen only to the Zoom. I thought I'd hear us. Michael, can you hear me? Down in the lower, well, let's see. I'm going to find out how to on Zoom. You'll have to go in the Zoom settings and choose your microphone. It shows a microphone, but I don't see any levels moving in there. So you'll have to choose the correct microphone. Oh. Same way with your camera if you're going to come on with camera.
Hello.
Hello, Michael.
Yep, I'm here.
How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. How are you this evening?
Good, how are you?
I'm just fine. Am I assuming you won't be coming on via camera tonight?
No, I do not have one.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Not a problem. Not a problem. Are you associated with a different YouTube name as well?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, what brings you to the show tonight, Michael?
I don't know, but one of my buddies, Chills TV sent me to you.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Will from Chills TV?
Yep.
Great guy. He's an old friend of the show. He's been on a few times.
He's awesome.
Well, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you, or good to hear you.
Yep.
So did you have some recycling stories, or did you have something else you wanted to talk about?
I want to talk about that. I do lots of gaming.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I do.
Wonderful. And is it on this Michael Riley channel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very good, guys. We'll have to check out that Michael Riley channel and see what kind of content you're putting out. That's awesome. How long have you been doing it?
I just started.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I went live yesterday on gaming.
For the first time?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's wonderful. I wish you all the luck in the world. I can't get to you right now, but I will after the show. Just check things out. So what are you hoping to do with your channel there, Michael?
Probably do more Disney content.
Oh.
Disney World content.
Oh, did you see one of the users, one of my community members, Dole Whip Dad?
Oh yeah, I know him very well.
Oh, very good, very good. So yeah,
I watch him all the time.
I thought you guys might see eye to eye on a few things there. Several
That's
interests,
awesome.
yeah, several interests that cross pollinate. I try to watch him as much as I can, and it's good to see him in the chat. He's been absent for a little while, but always good to see him back. So what else you got for us, Michael? What did you want to talk about tonight? Anything specific?
Not really, no.
No. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, bud. And when you get a camera, come on back, and we'll actually take a look at your site, and let everybody see what's going on. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on.
Okay. Thanks.
You bet. Have a good evening. Awesome. I love having new people on, especially new YouTubers. That's always nice because you get it's a great way to get exposure. I'll end up cutting that out as a guest cut, and when somebody does a search on his name, they will come up. In fact, go look at some of the guest cuts that I put out. Do a search on those names and see where their guest cuts come out. It makes a huge difference, and it's for you guys, not for me. I want to say hello to David, the producer. How are you? Good to see you again, David. Did I see somebody else pop in here that I should have said hello to? Nope. Okay. Well, we're moving right along here. Great. Now the stream is flashing yellow at me. If it gets choppy, let me know in the chat, guys. I want to keep an eye on this. Had I had more time, I would have rebooted everything. But looks like we're getting a little choppy. That's okay. That's okay. All right, let's bring up our next guest here. Give them a moment to choose their microphone and camera and mute the YouTube video. If they are, yeah, they should be on. Oh, if they are on YouTube. If not, make sure you do mute the YouTube video. Hello, can you hear me? No? Ah, still flashing yellow on me. Still flashing yellow. Oh, good. Scott says it still looks good on his end. That's awesome. That is awesome. Kodiak, we'll give you just a couple more minutes, man. Then I got to move on to my next guest. I hope you don't mind. If you're using Zoom, you can look down in the lower left hand corner of the Zoom interface, that little microphone. You can click up on the arrow and choose the microphone that you actually have connected to your PC or whatnot. And same way with the camera. I see that you don't have a camera chosen either. That's fine. So we'll just we'll give it a couple more minutes. I don't. Oh, not a great gamer. How you doing, gamer? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming in. Oh, okay. And Ed says looks and sounds good. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate that from Flashing Your Pan. Always good to hear from Ed. Hardly any delay. Awesome. Now, why would it be flashing yellow on me every once in a while? I guess just buffering. And if it does it really quickly, I know it bounces because there's still a hell of a delay. So I'm not too worried about it. All right, sorry about that, Kodiak. Try again when you get a chance, and we'll bring you up for sure. All right, let's see here. Oh, can make me go all the way down in the V's, like it was mine, right? Oh no, I don't have to do that. I don't have to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute the. There we go.
Oh, okay. Good.
Got me?
Yeah, I got you, man. Tony, what's new and exciting, man?
Well, I was hoping I was gonna fall later in the queue, man, because I was like, man, I'm just gonna sit back and chew the fat for a while, but I got on too early. It's okay. Is Gamer sitting behind me?
No, Cynthia is from Purgatory Paranormal, New York.
Cool.
Yeah.
no, she's a good guest, man.
Oh, I love her. I love her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's awesome. Listen, I was just.
You're okay too, by the way.
Huh?
You're okay too, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, appreciate that.
Sure, dude.
You guys can search my guest cuts on Jim's show if you want. And make sure you watch them all.
Yes.
I get nothing out of it, but take care of this guy.
Late to your son.
I recycle.
Oh, do you?
I
Cool.
do.
Cool.
I started recycling. Well, when I grew up a recycler. I mean, we grew up cashing cans in. That was, we grew up in Massachusetts, nickel cans. Always been there since I've been a kid.
Yeah.
Still the same way. And so we would, we'd clean up sides of roads just to get the nickels, man. It's
Oh.
candy money.
Oh, hell yeah.
I blame recyclable cans on the fact that I'm fucking fat. So what do you think of that?
Oh, tell me about it, man.
Cans.
Tell me.
If I didn't have free nickels on the side of the road when I was a kid, think how many times I wouldn't have been buying a fizz or a box of bus and baked beans, lemon heads, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Candy's a killer, man. You gotta, and it's a bitch to get off of too.
Oh man,
It's a bitch to kick.
So I just wanted to come on. I wanted to come on and just kind of talk recycling with you. I enjoy. I realized lately how much I miss coming on and just bullshitting with you, man. How much I miss you. I like coming on and hanging out with you.
I like having you on.
Just fuck it down for the night, all right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just kidding, Cindy.
I love it too, man. I love having you on just to, touch on the subject. We always hit other subjects as well. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. But I was on last week and I had a great time, man. And I said, I should call in because I recycle, so I fit in. I fit every topic. Right?
Do you really?
Well, of course. I mean, I think if you think about all the topics you do, everything you do is relatable to everybody.
It's
just an excuse for me to call in, like, I want to talk about the topic.
Well, that is by design. I will tell you that.
That's great design. I love it.
Because I could go way off the rails, and but nobody wants to talk to themselves much. Not sober anyway. And so
I came up with an idea today, and I wanted to bounce it off you.
Sure. What's that?
Well, I'm thinking about kind of getting myself, straightened back out finally.
Mm-hmm.
Just had personal challenges, quit smoking. Today's it was the 13th of last month. No nicotine. Well, that was rough. That's rough. It's rough. It's rough what it does to you mentally.
Nicotine? Or quitting?
Coming off it. I can't think straight.
Oh, I know.
I can't think straight.
I can't tell you how many times I tried to quit, man. That's true of most smokers.
I almost, there's 7 different times I almost committed murder. It was the same guy every time. It still counts, right? It's 7. So I was thinking on my other channel where I'm just going to dump some shit, which I got another video coming out. Everybody keeps it's great. I haven't put a video up on Viewed This, and everybody keeps saying, "When's the next squirrel video coming?" Hey, sweet, I'll take it. All 50 of you, thank you. I've got a video that I'll just tell you what it is. I don't care. So it's not like on Viewed This where I'm like trying to hide. Oh, where's the next channel? No, I don't give a shit. I got a video of 2 guys who may or may not be under the influence of marijuana at Walmart. And there's just rows of paper towels, like rows. Like they had like extra aisles and they didn't know what to do. So they just said, stack them to the ceiling with paper towels. You know what I mean? And then if you keep going down, there's like 2 full aisles, not rows, aisles.
Yeah.
Shit tickets, man. Just 2 aisles of shit tickets. You got paper towels and you got fucking shit tickets, and there's like 5 total aisles of this stuff. It's ridiculous. I just found that video on my phone.
Wait, where do the stoners come in on that?
Huh?
Where do the stoners come in on that?
Oh, the 2 guys that discover these aisles may or may not be under the influence of marijuana.
Oh.
Which what makes the video even funnier. So I'm just trying to think of a title for that before I put, and I'm just gonna slop it up there. I'm gonna slop it up there, literally.
Well, how do you avoid using shit tickets?
It's in the video.
I know, right?
Oh, in the title, you mean?
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to get any traction because I haven't heard of that term. So,
dude, I gotta.
But I love it.
I want to see if shit tickets is searchable.
Oh, you should.
I was thinking like piled high and like capitalize the word high and put it in parentheses. Something like that. I just thought it'd be funny.
I love it.
Yeah, shit tickets, man. But I want to do so I'm thinking about, I want to break all the rules of the channel. Breaking them all. I'm going to have a bunch of different things I want to do. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. I don't care. It's like breaking the law channel. Like that, I should just use that as my theme music. Breaking the law, break it.
That would break the law. Well, it's copyright.
And I'll just play it every video, and then I can never be monetized because every video I get demonetized because I'm playing I'll just break. That's how I'll ultimately break it.
Why don't you go out and get one of the shitty MIDI versions, the karaoke versions of that song?
Yeah, that's perfect. I'll see if maybe somewhere in the world there's a version of William Hung singing that song.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. That guy's hilarious with shebangs. We know the shebangs. I'm gonna have a thing on there called the Geeb Says, which that'll be down the road. I'm gonna mess with this wrestling commentating thing that you and I already talked about. I think that's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna take time. Not so good. I've been trying to. I took out a promo and I've been trying to do the metal lip reading thing. I'm not that good at it yet, so I think it's practice. But
that's an art, though. Yeah.
But I want to just jump on. I want to jump on and live stream once in a while. Just like I want to call it like getting to know my community or something. Just get on and hang out with everybody. But I want to do like the bitch session, or like call it or something like that. So like I get on and you can just come up and bitch whatever you want. I won't judge you. You get to come on and just bitch.
Well, I've been telling you for months that you should go live on a regular basis, man.
I think I'm going to do that, and then I think what I want to do is...
You should just call it Story Time with Tony.
Well, I want to do story... There's going to be story time videos, too.
Oh, there you go.
I want to get, like, a pipe and, like, sit down and tell stories. I think it'd be hilarious, It would. Be in a bathrobe with a pipe.
Oh, and a total...
story about my buddy shitting his pants at the football game.
Yeah, with a total fake fireplace in the background.
I have one.
See?
I have one.
Perfect.
It's on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Outside.
Go get you one of those. I don't even know what the hell those chairs are, but the typical fireside chat chairs.
Yes.
And
dude,
don't even.
This is perfect.
Yeah, and don't even jack. Like you can do it right there in that room, right? Just zoom your camera out or put it back further, and then you could sit over there, have that fake fireplace, leave the rest of your stuff up.
Well,
I think that would be hilarious.
Dude, this is what I needed. So listen, I have the fake fireplace. It's on right now because it's like 13 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Because it's a heat fireplace, but you can put on just the fake fire, right? And one of those chairs would be cool. What would be cooler is something ridiculous that I'm sitting on. Like I'm always sitting in a Walmart box or something dumb, right? I don't know. And then
wingback. Yeah, wingback chair. That's what Jesse says. Wingback chair. That's exactly what those are.
I can't see the chat. I didn't.
Oh, and an ascot. Oh, yes. If you're going to smoke a pipe, man, you've got to have an ascot on. Oh, yeah. And the worst slippers you can find, huh?
Tell Dickhead, I didn't put the camera on autofall. What's he talking about?
Who said that?
Knock it off. Tell him to knock it off, Jim.
Who?
Brad.
Who?
Brad. Drone Kings. He said put the camera back on autofall. I'm not on autofall.
Oh, no. He said no. He said put it back on auto track.
Oh, I'm not going to record with it. I thought he was being a jackass at me.
No. No, he wants you to put it back on the auto track. Oh, for the show. That's what he's saying. He's saying for the show.
But that's my webcam that does that, though. I can't.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome. I have a bathrobe. I got a thin little crappy, like it's a fake flannel one.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like it because it keeps me warm. But it's like a fake flannel, so it's perfect because it's not going to be
well, then you got to get the gaudiest ascot you can get that doesn't match it at all. The worst slippers you can imagine.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I just threw some slippers out too. They were Santa Claus slippers. They were the big ones.
Oh man.
They were ripped in the back. Oh, they would have been perfect for this. Oh,
yeah.
Fun.
That's stuff like that. That's when you go to Goodwill or Salvation Army. You can find some great stuff for props.
So now story time with Tony just got a ton better. I got to write all this down.
Well, you've got it in recording. You'll be able to watch this back.
So what I want to do is
somewhere.
so not a great gamer series. Probably gonna be mad at me for saying this, but I want to take a spin off of what he was doing. I loved what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
The quiz answer question show thing. but I wanted to do a different version. I want to do something like that, and I kind of want to. Basically, what I did was I took his idea, and I took you and him, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna steal a little bit from each one of these motherfuckers. So it's like a 20-question deep dive. Basically, I'm not gonna call it that, but it's 20. I want to call the segment 21 questions. I'm gonna ask you 20 questions. I expect you to answer them honestly. At the end, you get to ask me one, and I answer it however the fuck I want to answer it. That's like the pitch of the show. You know what I mean? And I'll have different YouTubers like, come on, I ask you 20 questions. You get one. Give me the best one you got. I'm probably gonna lie to you anyway.
I love it, man. I love it. And don't feel bad. There's a lot of people trying to. Well, they're starting to do something similar to what I'm doing. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, I just figured it's just gonna be it's gonna be a recorded segment. That's not gonna be live.
Sure.
That's gonna be a recorded interview. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I think it'd be better that way. I'll record it like in a Skype or whatever, or Zoom.
Yeah.
And record it, and then I'll actually edit it, put it up. That'd be fun.
Yeah, if you use OBS, you can bring a Zoom feed in that and record it live, and then do your editing later. That's the nice part about doing it on recording is you get to one, schedule people, right?
Right.
And two, you get to be creative in your editing. So, yeah.
Well, yeah,
I love that.
That's So then that's kind of what I want to do. I thought it'd be kind of fun, you know.
It sounds great, man. Sounds great. I'd be more than happy to be on a guest because I got a great question for you.
Well, that's great because you got to be one of the first people that I would have on.
Cool.
Honestly, yeah, you got to be.
Very cool. Very cool. Unlike Gamer.
I gotta have you on, man. That'd be
Rumor has it. Gamer says, rumor has it my legendary question time will soon begin once more. This turd burger tries coming during my shit. Well, view this. I have a secret weapon, a micro penis. Be careful. Not the micro penis. Anything but that.
I've heard that term so much on YouTube in the past 9 months. It's unbelievable.
Oh, my Lord. Gosh, got 3 people in.
All right, I'll get the hell out of here.
Oh, it's okay.
I just want to say that the only other thing I might do is I might do one, like I said, I'm gonna have folders of all kinds of random shit. But the way I look at it is maybe somebody will find my channel and say, hey, I like the Geeb Says segment, or I like the 21 questions segment, or you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then I'm probably gonna do like a series, like just quick. There'll be quick short videos, just of things that I don't like about Ghana.
Poor Ghana.
Poor Ghana.
I don't know what the feud's all about. So. Hello, JD Tremaine, by the way.
All right, man. Listen, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, dude.
You got 3 people in the wings.
I do. I'm gonna try to get to all of them. Arthur, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to all of you. I'll try.
Is it Arthur and Gamer?
Arthur, Gamer, and Cynthia. Yeah.
Well, I knew Cynthia was there. Yeah. You can just put Gamer. Look at him. He's playing tough guy in the chat anyway. It's okay. I'm just kidding. I love Gamer. For you guys, anybody who doesn't know who's watching this, my last video, the whole video was a fucking electric cord. There was nobody else. It was me in like 3 seconds of the video in the beginning. And the cord did the entire show, and Gamer was the voice of the cord, and he did awesome.
The cord nailed it. Absolutely.
Great. I've gotten so many great things people have said about that episode. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun, man. That was great. So, but I'm gonna go, and I don't know. If you think you got a good question, write it down.
No. See, I get to ask it as we're taping it.
I'm just saying, don't forget it is what I'm saying.
Oh no, I won't forget this one.
I'm saying write it down.
Yeah, I won't forget this one.
Yeah, if you get a couple more to come up, that's fine. I'd probably give you a couple extras.
Oh, cool. Well, we can actually finish this in Discord if you want to on the video calling show Discord or whatnot. Yeah. So cool. Right. I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right. One last thing.
Sure. I get the feeling everyone loves to see the multi-gym video feedback, which is exactly what that is. That's video feedback. All right, I'm not going to waste any time because we've got Ghana. I don't know if I said hello earlier. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Ann. Let's see. Oh, there's that yellow stream again. Don't you just hate that? We'll wait for Cynthia to pop in there, and as soon as we can hear, why, we'll move this right along. Cynthia, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Ooh, gotta turn the volume down a little bit. Hang on a second.
What? Me too loud? Oh, hell, you say.
I don't know how to turn it down in here. Oh, there it is. Okay, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, pretty well.
Fantastic. Did you want to talk recycling or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw your topic, and I had a couple of things I wanted to share with you about recycling.
Share away.
I live right outside of New York City, and I grew up in New York City, but now what's happening here is, and we recycle. We have a separate bin, we separate, we bag everything, we break down the boxes, we put it out separately with the garbage every week. And another thing that's happening here is we're not allowed to have plastic bags in any of the stores anymore.
Oh.
No more plastic bags, grocery stores, anywhere, nobody. And
Is it cloth only or paper and cloth?
you need to bring your own bag, BYOB. They're trying to get us all used to it. However, a lot of the places have paper bags, but if you want a paper bag, you have to pay 15 cents for it. And I honestly think they're trying to wean us off those as well to save the trees. And I totally get plastic. Plastic has taken over the planet. It's terrible what's going on. In fact, there's a company called 4Ocean, the number 4 Ocean. If you ever get a chance to check out their videos, they do wonderful things, but the shots that they'll show you of the beaches around the world will break your heart. The plastic, it's disgusting. I mean, honestly, we have to get rid of it. It's awful. But so that's what's happening here. And, you know, I have about 35 bags that I've bought at different stores because you go in and you're like, oh, I forgot. So you'll buy their bag for $1.50. And I've got all these great satchels and bags, and I go in the store and they're in my trunk because nobody has come up with a good way yet for us to remember. To bring our bags in.
Yeah.
You know? So,
well, that's interesting. So let me dig into for a little bit deeper. Is that like if you go to Kohl's or something and you're going to buy clothes, you'll have a separate cloth Kohl's bag, or could you use any type of bag?
You bring your bag. Everybody's walking around with their bags under their arms. I make a point of, if I go to Stop and Shop, I'll bring ShopRite's bag, or if I go to this store, I'll bring that store's bag. I don't know. It's just one little thing that makes me happy. I don't know why.
little OCD there. I mean, I want
to see them to see. Well, you know, I'm not just shopping here.
There's a loyal customer.
I'm being forced to buy bags elsewhere too. So, but I have so many bags. But I'm all for it. I'm all for getting rid of plastic. You know, I would prefer to buy milk in a glass jar. My age group, we know milk tastes better in a glass jar. Right?
No kidding. No
Everything.
kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see us go back to that.
Everything tastes better in a glass jar. You can have the milkman deliver your milk here now and get it in the glass jars. I just signed up for it. Yeah, you can put your milk box out. Remember the milk box?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can do it, and it tastes better. Everything tastes better in glass, and glass is the ultimate recyclable.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
So that's what we do here. The reason I wanted to bring it up to you, though, is because what makes me crazy is we have what's called a source separation law here. In other words, we are required to separate.
You are the source.
Right. But my husband works on cars incessantly. He works on the house. We've made many trips to the dump where the garbage actually ends up going. We've been there when the trucks come in.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the recycled on one side. Here's the garbage in the other. They back up to the pile and they dump it all together because they're not required to separate it.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
I am not. I kid you not. We are required to do the dance. We are required to do all this work, and it's a lot of work. I've got a giant recycling bin. I got a smaller one for cans. I wash the jars out, put the lids in the regular garbage because they aren't supposed to go in recycling. We wash out the bottles from the soap. We wash out everything, and we put it in the recycling like dutiful citizens who really believe in doing this. and the guys come and pick it up, and then they just go dump it in the same pit.
You know, that's been my fear
Yeah.
for a long time, and to hear it, you know, firsthand, you hate to have your fears realized.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but it's good for people to know, right? Because we should all be looking into that. If we decide
Right.
to recycle, to separate our
Right.
you know, trash the way you guys are by law, we're not required to
Yeah.
by law.
Yeah,
So
we are required to, but only us.
yeah. Well, those of us, because it's probably coming for everyone, and but when it's not required by law, that makes it even worse, because chances are of it being an exercise in futility like yours.
Exactly.
It's you know, the chances increase quite a bit when it's not mandatory.
Right.
And what's
it's
worse,
frustrating.
do they charge you for that as well?
Charge us for
Extra
recycling?
for recycling? Yeah,
Well, we have to pay. We pay for our own garbage pickup.
sure. But did it
So-
increase when the separation came down?
Gee, you know, I don't even remember, because it's been a number of years now that we've been doing it, that I went to Home Depot and bought the giant blue bin.
Yeah.
And I get the clear bags, you know, so the recycling is in the clear bag so they can see, you know, it's
Sure.
the recycling stuff. And, you know, we're very careful about it because nobody wants to get in trouble. They think they're going to get in trouble if somebody goes through their regular trash and finds a soup can. But I don't think it's happening.
Probably not.
No.
Probably
And it would be frightening if it were, if there was the soup can police that were out there, you know.
The regular trash, but can you imagine that job? Mike Rowe.
Candles.
Yeah, Mike Rowe would be all over it.
Right.
Be another dirty
would.
job. Yeah.
He would, and we'd all enjoy listening to him talk about it, because
Oh,
he's got one of the best voices in the business.
Oh, he does. I wish I
He
had that
does.
voice.
We all wish we had that voice. Well, not me. I'm a woman. I don't want to have Mike Rowe's voice. But
Oh, I don't know. That
take
cat's already out of the bag.
I'll take the equivalent.
You've got a great
Yeah.
voice, by the way.
Aw,
No
you're very
worries
sweet.
there. No
You're
worries
very
there.
sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they charge us. They charge us to separate our own trash. Can you believe that? And then the theory is because what they do is they sell it to recycle places. So not only do they get it from the source, you know, what we were just talking about,
You are
but
the
then they
source.
also sell those to actual recycling plants. So they're supposed to. I you know, given what you just said, I'm not so sure.
You think they do?
Yeah, exactly.
What state are you in? I don't
Indiana.
even remember. Okay, so it may behoove you to find out, or just take a trip to your local dump where the garbage trucks end up.
Yep.
You know, take a couch over there or something. Sit there for a little bit. Find out when they come in.
Yeah, well, I have done that, but I haven't sat around and waited. I didn't even think about the recycling thing, but I have taken some things to the dump.
We've just been there. We've been lucky.
Yeah.
And they come and the dump is a very interesting place. I've made many trips there over the years now
Oh,
with
yeah.
my husband, because we've renovated, and it's only taken us 18 years, but we finally got it done.
Yes.
And we made a lot of trips there. And yeah, you're just there, and all of a sudden, beep, beep, beep. What's backing up? It's like, okay. In it goes, like, and then the shovel comes and like, wait a minute.
Yeah, with no
Right.
no care to what materials they're picking up. Oh man, that
Yeah, I mean,
sucks.
You really start to feel like a hamster in a wheel. You're like, why? Why am I doing this? Why
Yeah.
am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know,
Well.
because the law says so. But who's checking up? No.
Well, it sounds just like the legislature would, what they do best.
Well, the only thought I have about why it is the way it is now is because they are trying to get it done in increments, and it's the only way that they can get it to happen 100%.
Mhm.
So they start with us because we're the soft target. We're the easy ones. We're the oh my gosh, I don't want to get fined. I'm scared. But then the carting companies are like, yeah, right, dump it there.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a
Yeah,
great point.
So yeah, but I
Sucks,
think
though.
that's what it is. I think we're a stepping stone to
Mhm.
the eventual goal.
Yeah. And it
Anyway,
should-
that's what I wanted to tell
Well,
you about.
Thanks, Cynthia. I mean, it's kind of bad news, but it's news that people need to know.
Sorry.
No,
Let's
no.
see. Let me balance that out with some good news.
All right.
Winter is coming. In fact, I think it's here.
You're
It's
not-
23 degrees outside.
You're not
and that's
helping.
just That's not right.
Cynthia, you're not helping.
Christmas is coming.
Oh, there you go. Christmas is coming. There.
Thanksgiving.
I know.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Well,
Even
that's just gonna make me fat. But Christmas, yes.
I can't help you with that. You have to help yourself.
Oh yeah, I know. Help me, help you.
Oh right. Send me your turkey. It's okay.
Well, yeah, that's P.O. Box.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the news, Cynthia. And I know it's not good news,
bet.
but like I said, I think people need to know that. And and as always, you're always welcome on the show. Always,
thank you.
Always pleasure having you.
It was a pleasure being here. Thanks and take care.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Christmas. Let's stay with the Christmas theme here because nobody wants to think about that. But it is something that we all need to do. If you're separating now, or you're planning on separating, or you've got separated mandated, do what Cynthia says. Go visit your local dump and see what the hell they're doing with this stuff. And if you're really adamant about it, Chrissy, I would say this to you as well, because I know you're probably one of the biggest recyclers here, and I don't mean that by anyone else isn't doing the same thing, but if you're really serious about about how well they're taking care of this, because government, they don't take care of anything that they should. a lot of lip service and restrictions on the people rather than who needs the restrictions. Go check it out. Make sure they're doing what they're doing. If they're not, then write your representatives. Who'd I see you jumping? Grumpy Vlogger, how you doing, Lloyd? Good to see you. It's a scam to sell cloth bags. I think it's a great market. Man, if of course they're all going to come from China. That's another thing, but that's a whole nother show. Let me quit yammering and bring up our next guest. I'm going to try to get both you guys in here. I won't take any more, but I'll try to do what I can here. Let's see. Why do I always have to think about every single one? How you doing, man?
Hello?
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 How you doing, gamer?
Where you going?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm going to take that as well. You doing well, are you? Poorly?
No, I'll give in. Yeah, I'm alright, mate. I hope you're alright. I've been waiting for 36 minutes.
It happens, man. It happens. I almost stopped the show without taking you guys on. I thought, no, I'm gonna.
You can't do that. So I'm gonna make this show as eventful as possible and full of action. And that's okay and fun. And I wanted to discuss with you my extreme passion for recycling.
Oh, please do.
Well, I recycle paper, I recycle cardboard, I recycle plastic, I recycle glass, and clearly Tony recycles my shit. You are not doing story time, Tony. That is absolute bollocks. There was a plug up to this, I weren't just going to go off on a really boring ramble. How dare you view this? Even consider it. I'm done.
Well, I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Absolutely shocking, But I forgot what the lady's name who was on here before.
Cynthia?
Please. Yes, that must be the one.
Uh-huh.
She is correct. Over here, we have separate bins, and it's kind of mandatory for us to split up our stuff as well.
Define kind of mandatory. Because that seems a contradiction in terms.
We have to pay extra to the bin service.
What if you don't pay?
I don't think they'd be very happy about it.
What does that mean? Will they fine you? Throw you in jail? Kill you?
If you Oh, we haven't killed anybody in this country. I think our last hanging was in '67. Anywho, I don't think they'd do that over killing you over recycling. You probably in this country, well, all Western world, you'll probably get a fine or some kind of summons. I don't know. Probably a fine. So anyway, we don't really mind because recycling needs to be done. So we pay for this service, but half the time it does end up in the same dumps. And if you go to our local dump, sometimes you'll see piles and piles of essentially what is shit. And then there'll just be loads of paper amongst it or something. And you'll see like just mounds of recycling bags where the trucks have just backed and squashed it all together. And it just makes you kind of think you're paying extra for these guys to do that. But the reason it's happening a lot more now is because China isn't taking nowhere near as many refined stuff. They want it much more pure. So, for example, cardboard, where they would have taken it once upon a time for, I don't know, say fast food restaurants, which could have had chip fat spilt on it, they won't take them anymore. They have to be clean. So a lot of them ones are ending up in a landfill because it is more economically viable to just put it in a landfill than it is to actually have to ship it abroad, because then it costs money.
Yeah.
You can only make money if you meet the terms and requirements of the consumer, which is in this, and it is for both of us. It's China. They used to buy so much like recyclable consumer products, and they're not doing it anymore. Did you hear about that thing with Canada? That was a few months ago.
What was
where
it?
They were paying other countries to take all of their crap.
Oh,
and the country finally had enough, just sent it back to them. And it's just, whilst you said to yourself earlier, whilst the government encourage us to recycle, and on the grand scheme of things, they do have these little plans and bits and bobs, and they do all of these odds and sods, they could do a lot more. And when you see the recycling stuff, as I said, being dumped in a landfill site, and you're standing there thinking, well, people have bagged that up, and you've literally just put it in with the rest. So they've paid for that service. It may only be a couple of pounds a month, but they've paid for it, they've separated it, they've bagged it up, and it's just been dumped on the same pile. And it is very frustrating, because if you went to the, I don't know what you call it in America, but over here it would be the council you would go to and complain about that. They wouldn't give a toss.
That blows me away.
Unless you got some kind of photo footage or video footage and some newspaper got hold of it and it became some kind of media, and then they'd go, oh, this is not okay, we will find the people responsible, just like they do for everything,
Yeah.
Grenfell Tower, that happened in London 2 years ago, when that tower went alight and all those people got cooked alive and those poor firefighters had to, government still hasn't found out who's responsible for that, when it was them. They're the one who okayed the cladding to go on the outside. It's just a never-ending circle, and it's going to be the same with the recycling.
Yeah.
The oceans are filling up, and I actually think possibly one of the only ways would be to sort out the recycling, the plastic issue, would be to create a microorganism that consumes plastic.
Yeah, the problem with that, though, is very much similar to every other time that we've tried to introduce, like for instance, an animal to control an animal. Think about the, in here in the States, there's the gar, which they brought in to eat algae. Well, they started eating all the natural fish food and started pushing out the native species. I don't think we're smart enough to do that yet, man. You know what I mean?
Possibly not. You're possibly right, but we ain't smart enough. Plastic, whether they say or not, it isn't biodegradable. To an extent, it is. It will break down very slowly over time.
Very slowly.
Then you've got microparticles. Remember that plastic is the basis of oil, and oils are a horrible pollutant in itself. When these microparticles, which are already in the sea, it's just what the plastics forever. You've seen those. I mean, I don't mean it. This isn't derogatory. It's because it's not so much the people's fault. It's the government's fault. Places like India, where you can literally walk across that 50-foot wide river because it's got so much
Garbage.
that is all going to go into the sea eventually, like with the rest of it, and it's all going to wash down and it's all going to break down. And one day we're going to have there's going to be this certain saturation point, I think, in the sea, where once it gets to a certain point, everything's just going to go, as in toxicity levels. This is a massive thing because this affects the earth and our breathing.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realise algae does produce oxygen.
It affects more than that, actually, because it'll affect the ocean's ability to absorb carbon dioxide and all sorts of things, and release it as well.
Carbon dioxide. It's a food nutrition for sorts. In some parts, it actually regulates life by giving oxygen deficit and whatnot. So it's quite. It's messy, and it's kind of worrying to know that. I'll shut up soon because otherwise I'll go into this forever. I'm quite actually passionate on plastics and stuff. That's why I always say to people, recycle your plastics. There will one day be a point where you're literally gonna. It's probably even at that point now where you can go down to the sea, get a cup of seawater, go to your local lab, and there will be microparticles of plastic in it. We're probably already at that point.
Probably. Sad to say, but probably right.
And as much as people sit there with their fingers up their asses saying, I don't care, which is not everyone, many people do recycle, and that was mainly aimed at the governments, should I say, the councils that don't do much. When they next go down to that beach and their kids swimming in that beautiful sea and they're ingesting those particle plastics, it's kind of reap what you sow, as horrible as it sounds, and it's kind of saddening. This is a deep subject. I should have come on yesterday when he was talking about get germs.
That's okay. You made some good points, Gamer. I appreciate it, man. I know you're passionate about it.
Should be.
Yeah.
Hey, when I send packages to people, sometimes they mock me for reusing an envelope, not an envelope, like a cardboard box or something to send it in. I'm like, well, I'd rather it be resent and used than sitting in a bloody landfill. And it's true. I say that all the time. I hardly ever take those small plastic bags to carry stuff out. And of course, I don't know about over there, but they offer them for the smallest of purchases. I can't believe it. I'll buy a think if you bought like a cabinet hinge, one cabinet hinge, they're going to ask you if you want a giant plastic bag for it, and it's like, no. Right. Please excuse the background noise.
That's okay.
I don't want.
You scrubbing up or something?
I don't know if you can. This is a carrier bag, of course, like you get in a shop.
Yeah.
These cost 5 pence over here. They're
really?
Not free.
Oh man, no, all of ours are free, but still.
You have. I keep all of mine because we recycle them and use them for dog poop.
Oh yeah. We use ours. Any that we end up with. Say it's a grocery store sort of thing. I've missed so many things in the chat because my other one froze up. Pardon me, guys. I apologize for that. Got a whole bunch of people in that missed. I'm sorry. I can't believe you got to. Well, I guess I can believe you have to buy them, but no, ours are free, and we use them for all kinds of stuff too.
The only time they're not free, you get one, is when it's with a man where you'd need a bag. So if you bought some bananas or a bag of nuts or anything where you've got to so if you go to a supermarket and you've got to buy a separate fruit and veg. Or I know it sounds weird, like a fish, where they're not just going to give you a fish to walk about the store with. They wrap it up in a bag, so they'll offer you a bag, for example, and stuff like that. But anything, where you. So if you was to go and buy a bag of chocolate, and the chocolate's already in a bag, they wouldn't offer you a bag for that bag.
That's good.
you know. Anyway, I'm going to go because you have someone else waiting and I want to listen in.
I do. And thanks, Gamer. I appreciate you ceding the floor, man. And the information as well.
Yes.
I'm glad you're adamant about it.
This is a potato in dark.
Awesome.
That's it. Yeah, I'm gone. Bye.
I will see you, bud.
Fudge you, Tony. Fudge you. Cycling git.
Awesome. He's right. And you guys have heard him say that before. Before I bring in my next guest, I want to make sure that I look in the chat and see if there was any. Let's see. I got to go back all the way back to Jesse's comment about save the trees, make paper from hemp. And I can't even go back that far. Stillwater Nation, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Who else do we have here? We've he is in the future. Herman the Great, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Herman. Hope you're still in. Guys, I'm just having to go back and read a few of these real fast. Yes, Jesse Mendez says it's all about the money. Always follow the money. You know, the funny part about that is some of that legislature probably afforded those garbage companies extra money to do that. And now what are they doing with that? Pocketing it and just dumping it all in one, like Cynthia and Gamer were saying to a certain extent. Not all of them. I bet there's some good ones out there, but we know there's some unscrupulous. How you doing, Mike Phillips? Good to see you again, my friend. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Who to mess? Jim, have you hit the top of the great garbage? No, but the I don't know. Maybe that's what Cynthia was talking about. There's the legend has it that there's a pile of floating garbage out. I think it's in the Pacific, the size of the state of Texas. I have not seen pictures of it. I don't know if anybody has pictures of it out there. If you guys have like a link to a video, go ahead. If you're a Herman. Herman, why are you not a mod? You've been on this. You've been on the show before, dude. But yeah, check. Put the link in the chat so I can go check it out because I've been meaning to go look at that. Let's see. I like my fish free. I know, right? Okay, just going through the chat. All right, guys, I'm going to call up my last guest here and see what he's got for us. There it is. Awesome. Arthur, can you hear me? We'll wait for him to choose his mic and then we'll bring him up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. You're a little low, but I can certainly hear you, Arthur.
Okay, let me
Bring your volume.
down.
Yeah, turn down the YouTube and bring up the your mic volume if you could just a little bit. I can push it over here on my mixer if need be. Lord Brad say we have plastic bags removed now for 2 to 3 years. That's in Australia. That's awesome. That is awesome. Had to click live. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
Look at that, doing the self-promotion thing. I love that.
let me move my mic closer. How about now? A little bit better?
Oh yeah, much better. Much better. How you doing, man?
Oh, hanging in there.
You look good. You look good.
Yeah, I just getting ready to start doing my thing, so I thought I'd jump in here and see, how I was coming through, and man, I can't believe how well it looked. It's unreal.
Yeah, you're using the Zoom chroma key, I can see.
Yeah.
It does a decent job. Of course, it's not going to be as good as a Switch software, but it does a pretty decent. Oh, there we go. Looks like Flash in Your Pan has thrown us a link there. I'm going to go check that out soon. Oh, Jesus, really? No, YouTube. Sorry, Arthur. Hang on just a minute, man. I don't want this video to scream at me, and now I can't go back. So, okay, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I see now. Oh, so you can actually go back to YouTube, mute YouTube, and then capture the chat.
Oh yeah. That's what I actually had to do because I am not using the I'm not using the event. I didn't choose the event before we went live, so it is now wait a minute. Changing something here. Yeah, I want to bring you full screen because I know you've this will be interesting. But that's all of your information behind you. You can't see it on the two shot, so I thought I'd bring you up full screen there, Arthur.
I see. I see.
Yeah, and so I'm not on the event. When I went live, it went to the default live stream, and so here we are. But everybody found us, which is great, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys, for making that leap.
It about blew my ears out when you did that. Took me by surprise.
Oh,
But,
sorry about that.
no, well, it's just something I gotta get used to. When I just got this new mic, it's supposed to be a Yeti, knockoff that Amazon makes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I was impressed with it. And it was under $100.
That's cool.
So,
That's cool.
yeah. So,
Well, you talk light, Arthur. So anytime you're going to use a mic, you're probably going to have it close to you so people can hear you,
Yeah.
or really crank the gain. I mean, you're sounding pretty good now. I would rely on people in chat to tell me because I've got these in and I can hear a bunch, but that they may not be able to. But
yeah, well, I got them in too. It's just I don't have them adjusted right.
well, I'm looking at the view meters and it looks great. It looks great.
Cool. Yeah.
So, do you have recycling stories you want to talk about, Arthur? Or?
Well, my stepfather was into scrapping and recycling, and his whole life, him and his father, and they did very well at it, and my grandfather, of course, passed, but my stepfather's still around. You would not believe the stuff that he's collected over the years. I mean, he's got like 1923 F Fords, and I mean, he just got, man. I mean, I can't even count how many he's got. They're just sitting in the yard, rusting away, and
Oh, that's a shame.
but yeah, I don't understand, But him and my mom, they collected silver dollars in old milk cans, and they got like 50 or 60 of them in their house.
Holy cow!
And, and they're all documented. Every coin that they got has been documented. I mean,
Wow.
they got some in there that are, pretty expensive.
Well, and those milk cans can hold a lot of silver dollars.
Oh yeah, you can't pick them up.
Oh, I bet not.
No, you gotta use a dolly and all that stuff, and but haven't rusted through or anything. They're all over the house. They're everywhere. They got old feather beds. I mean, it is really something to see.
Wow.
And so she's like 80 something, I think now.
Oh yeah.
78, 79, yeah. I keep telling her, why don't you cash that stuff in and retire? And she still works.
Oh Lord, really?
Yep. She won't stop.
Well, bless her heart. I mean, that's some people dig working, man.
Yeah. And then when you start talking about recycling, I'm going, oh yeah, man. I gotta get on there. But Yeah, it looks like everything's coming through. And this is Zoom, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I
Sure
want
is.
to try that.
The StreamYard.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
StreamYards. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And see how that works out for you. The free version. Right now, I'm on the free version, and I will start the paid one, but I got to make sure, what little money I have, where it goes. I want to start. I want to start a membership site and all that good stuff. I'm gonna start a lot of art classes,
Mm-hmm.
courses, and pretty soon it'll just start paying for itself.
Oh yeah. Streamlabs is a good way or StreamYards is a good way to go. Because Zoom limits you to 40 minutes if you don't have a subscription. And I think the StreamYards is open. Of course, you have the branding that you have to deal with, but beyond that, it's a great alternative. And in fact, it's
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But you gotta give them something. Come on.
Sure.
They're giving it to you for free.
Exactly. Exactly. Got a lot of
But-
good functionality with it. It's pretty awesome for what it is. Honestly, I don't know what the subscription is. I think it's like $10 a month. Is that right?
15.
Oh, is it 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the last time, it moves up and then comes. But the thing is, they've got a referral program.
Yes.
Where you get, $25 for every person you refer, and if you get one each month, you get it for free.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, which is a great deal. A great deal. That's what so many of these people should be doing. So many of these companies should be doing. I don't even know why Zoom doesn't do it. Apparently, this isn't their bread and butter. It would be business conferences. Would be their bread and butter. But on this side, a lot of people are using Zoom. And I reached out to them, never heard anything back.
Zoom. Zoom is so clean.
Yeah.
And but if you want quantity, then you're gonna have to go through the Restream or schedule it through YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So people get the notification.
Yeah.
It's so confusing now.
It sure can be.
As far as going through Discord and all that.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Well, I can literally see, and I want to go back to what you were talking about earlier, Arthur. I could see my life taking a different path if I become a garbage collector of some sort, right? Because I love that old stuff. Another man's trash or one man's trash, another man's treasure fits me so well because I love finding things that are that look worthless, but I know have intrinsic value.
Oh yeah.
So my hat's off to your father-in-law, or your stepfather, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
stepfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but you might as well call him my father too because Jesus, it's been 30 years. So,
Yeah.
But he's always been there for me, just like my other dad, my real dad.
That's cool.
So, yeah, we all went hunting together and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Trapping.
Yep.
We loved it. We couldn't do like Ed and Pan for Gold, but I have done that also.
Oh, have you? Speaking of Ed, good night, buddy. I Ed says he's got to go. He's got to hit the sack. Got an early day tomorrow. Thanks for being here, Ed. As always, man. Flashing your pan. Appreciate it, bud.
I like going on his show. Well, I don't really go on his show, but I
like watching it.
I hang out. Yeah, work, I guess they call it. But
Yep.
Yeah.
That is Flashing Your Pan, the Flash Fam Hangout, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it.
Yeah, I don't know how these guys are monetizing and getting these 4,000 watch hours. I mean, my God, you know what I mean? I got like 800.
Oh yeah.
The bottom's falling out of it right now.
Oh.
I'm getting a lot of subscribers, but I'm not getting any watch time.
Well, when you start doing more lives, you'll get more watch time. I made the 4,000 hours probably 2 months ago.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm on every night or damn near every night, so that wasn't even my concern.
Yeah, I know it hasn't been.
So, yeah. So the more you go live, you'll be fine. A lot of people just go live to get their 4,000 hours, which I guess is okay. I mean, as long as they've got a reason to go live. So you should be all right. You should be all right.
Yeah. I gotta improve my lighting.
Improve your lighting. Actually, your lighting doesn't look too bad. It's probably the best I've seen. Honestly, did you change it up?
All it is a 40-watt bulb.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
It must have been your background before. Are you still sitting in that room in your chair?
I'm back out of that little room and now back out here in the kitchen again.
Oh, okay. Light's a little bit better in the kitchen, I think. So, yeah, a couple side lights on you, you'd be fine, man.
Yeah, I think so. So that I can do, that I can go back to my painting and, I mean, that's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
And, teaching, and doing hangouts, with other artists, so that kind of thing. I guess you could call it, a variety of everything, a mix of everything. I don't know what YouTube will think about that, but I guess I'll find out. I mean, all these, single subject channels, and, I mean, how can you do that with an artist?
I don't know. I mean, that all goes back to the way they ask you to categorize videos, either upload or lives. It's woefully out of date as far as I'm concerned, and totally inadequate. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking with all these changes they're doing now that they'll finally get around to that and make it even easier for people to be found. I guess I would hope though, for you and me both, man, because I don't know where I fit either.
Now, are you recording this?
No, I don't normally record. I allow YouTube to record it, and then I'll download it later.
Okay, because I thought I seen a bunch of recordings on your YouTube channel.
Well, every one of these I break out into a guest cut, which you could say I mean, the live streams, all those are recorded and they stay up there for just about ever. But the other ones I break up into guest cuts, and those those are individual videos that I upload as often as I possibly can. So
can I mean, I don't know how YouTube feels about this, but so if I wanted to do a we call it where it shows streaming or running underneath what I've got going now. What do they call it? Overlay.
Oh.
If I wanted to use those overlay without the sound and use these to explain to people, how this works, I wonder, would that be okay, or is that a copyright thing, or what would that be?
No. Why would it be a copyright thing? It's no different than my lower third. This is all generated separate from YouTube entirely. Yeah. And I can put anything in there that I want to, even advertisements, and that sort of thing. So yeah, they shouldn't have any problem with that.
Yeah, because I do it with my own. If you look at my intro, I mean, I bet different. My intro had different demonstrations and things like that I've had in the past. It's just clips, little things from my. And I had that video made by a friend of mine who have their own business, and that's kind of what I want to do for live shows, you know, so I can explain to people, you know, how it's done, how you can do it,
Sure.
how anybody can do it, you know, and that kind of thing. And it's like a marketing thing,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, and you know, if YouTube starts lapping with copyright infringement, you know, then I don't want to start, you know, doing that. I'll
Well,
do it
the
on my
only
own.
the only thing you have to worry about with copyright issues is if there's a couple things. Never ever use music that you don't know the source, right? So if it doesn't come exactly copyright free, use the YouTube music. If I had to suggest anything, every one of those images that you see, like on a Google or a DuckDuckGo image search, those are going to be copyrighted. You have to assume that they're copyrighted. You can find them where they're free use, but the general rule of thumb is don't use them. If you've created something yourself, or be it music, or you've actually got it from the source, then you don't have to worry about copyright issues. What normally happens is people use like popular music or something, boom, copyright strike. They'll use somebody else's video clips, boom, copyright strike. You know what I mean? Without altering them for artistic purposes. But if you use them raw for too long, they will literally. What they do is they have bots that look for those sort of things, like the listening bots for the music, and oftentimes they'll scrape and do searches for their copyright, taglines, company names, that sort of thing, and that's how they find them, and that's how they crack down on them. So the best thing you can do is just use your own stuff, or if you get it from somebody, make sure you've got it in writing that you can use it, and emails usually.
My last video upload, it was like 45 minutes, I think it was, and they hit me with 10 of them.
10 copyright?
On that one video.
Oh wow!
They said, they said, well, this is okay, but you're gonna have to change it. Well,
yeah,
that's all right. And and you can hear it, but it's almost garbled.
Mm.
And I think, and it didn't take him long.
Oh.
I mean, I
no.
uploaded, 5 minutes later, I get this email. And I'm going, holy cow, today. So I'm working on that now. I'm editing it out, letting them replace the music, whatever,
Sure. Well, I can tell you this, Arthur. One, they are listening like right now, right? I mean, they've got an algorithm that listens to every one of the live streams. I know this for a fact because when I was doing live streams for other people, if we had a DJ running popular music in the back and it got picked up by our mics, they would shut the stream down. Facebook and YouTube would just shut the stream down right in the middle of it.
Wow.
Yeah, so you've really got to be, and they're even getting better at it. This has been 2 years ago when they were doing that, and since then, I always make sure that I have all the mics muted and I've got my own music playing, that sort of thing. But at first it was like, it's probably not being picked up. Yes, it was. Bam! Shut it right down.
Well, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so be careful when you're, any sort of popular music at all, or even television jingles. They'll listen for those. Those are copyrighted as well.
No kidding.
Oh yeah. It seems like it's in the public domain, but most of this stuff is not in the public domain. And like I said, rule of thumb is treat everything as though it's copyright protected. Somebody else owns the rights to it. And if you want to use it, go find the owner. Because they're out there.
Can you hear my TV in the background now?
No, I can't. I'm listening intently.
And I can edit that out using Audacity, right?
You should be able to, yeah. Audacity.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, and there's another tool I really, really enjoy. What is it? Isotope with a Z. They can really cut out background noise. This is a great tool for anybody. They've got a free version. It is IZOTOPE Isotope RX6 plugin that will work with Audacity, and it's got a
really?
Yeah, it's got a fantastic noise reduction engine it. So much better than the one that comes with Audacity. So guys, there's a free tip for you. Listen, Arthur, it is 11:40, man. I'm way over time here.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's just gonna get worse, buddy. I'm gonna tell you.
I know.
Some of these restreams are on all night long.
I know it, and I've got to. I have to, and I hate because you guys are, I consider you and Gamer and the folks that came on late friends, and I have had to turn some folks away when I, didn't have enough time to do a stay late. But I'm really gonna have to get good at just like, okay, 11 o'clock. So that just means you guys got to get on early, because if I got a full room, then I'll spend maybe 5-10 minutes with everybody and get as many people on as possible. But when I only got 2 on in the first 40 minutes, I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
Have you tried opening a second Zoom room?
No need to. No need to. I mean, this one can get just as full as any that I would need. So, it's a matter of calling in early, and because the more I have, the quicker I'll get through folks and let them get their piece out. The less I have, the more time I tend to spend on them, so that so I can at least get to the hour, right?
Right. I'm kind of curious about that. I don't know if you monitor both of them.
I would rather not. I would rather not add anything to my already full plate here.
Yeah. It does get pretty wild.
It does. It does. I've not been able to say hello to Jimmy C. I didn't get to say hello to Redneck Connection guys. Thanks for being here. I didn't get to say hello to Manoj Kumar Math. How are you guys? Yeah, it's that sort of thing that just keeps you hopping on a show like this. But listen, Arthur, thanks so much for coming on, man. Guys, check out Arthur Moorhead. Type in the chat when you get done here, Arthur, so they can visit your channel. And somebody might be a budding artist or even an experienced artist. We all know that you never stop learning. So check him out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll see you.
All right, Arthur. Have a good evening, man. Thanks so much. Good old friend of the show. Arthur's been on 2 or 3 times. Love talking to him. Guys, that wraps up the recycle show. And no, I'm not going to recycle it. I think I'll keep it the way it is. Now I gotta go back and fix it because it thinks it's a different stream than the event. That'll be fun. Just more time out of my day. Like I've got that. If I missed anybody in the chat, I apologize profusely. Oh, AJC Magic TV, how you doing? Good to see you guys again. Good to see you. Well, welcome to all of you. If you guys are new here, or if you're seeing this video for the first time, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you follow if you're watching this on some of the other platforms, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We are on, or I am on, me, every Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, for about an hour. I know it's been an hour and 40 minutes, but that does happen. Sometimes I get a little bit of time and some good friends up here to talk, and love talking to folks who've been on here. Love talking to brand new folks. But most of all, I'm so happy that you guys decide to tune in. But it's going to be for me tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow night's going to be a pretty special show. We are going to talk about, I know it just says the weekly spews. Oh, no, it doesn't. YouTube terms of service. I want to go over the terms of service. They're really terms of use. I don't know why they call them terms of service, because YouTube doesn't provide a service. They provide a service that we use. We're going to go over them line by line. People are freaking out about several of the lines, some of which have been there since they've been written, it seems. And I also want to talk about the COPPA, which is the Child Protection Act that just came. Well, that YouTube is now adjusting themselves to comply with. I know that's got some folks flipped out as well. Dole Whip Dad came in and thought I was going to be talking about it tonight. I apologize, but that came before after that after I had all those shows already in the can, so wasn't able to. But so make sure you join us tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about those. But I'm going to be out of here for tonight. That's going to do it for this guy. Make sure, folks, that you treat others the way you want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a better place. I want to wish you a good evening. We'll see you live.